What makes travel nursing so awesome? The travel. Now that you're on contract, how are you going to make the best of the place that you are at? You've made it to your first contract and you're all settled in. It's time for the best part, exploring and adventuring. What's on your bucket list? Do you like to hike, bike, maybe rock climb? Maybe you prefer shopping, dining, festivals, or maybe it's the nightlife that you're after. Whatever drew you to travel, get out those bucket lists because it's time to dive in. Hi, I'm Kristen, travel nurse recruiter. My husband John is an ICU travel nurse, and we've been traveling as a family for the last 6 years, mostly living in our RV with our 3 kids and a dog, and it has been amazing. This is the part that I get the most excited about because this is what affected our family for the last 6 years and the entire reason why we got into travel nursing in the first place. We love to adventure, we love to explore, and we were so excited to get to these different various places, 15 different contracts that we've taken. We were excited to get to those places so that we could explore the place around us. But there is something that's kind of surprising about travel nursing that you might not expect that will hit around maybe the month period, and that's boredom. Yes, boredom. You get into this regular groove of how life goes. You know, you work, you come home, you're tired because it's something brand new and you're putting a lot of energy into it in the beginning. And so you come home and you're tired and you find that you're not going anywhere. And the truth is, if you want to explore the area that you're in, you're gonna have to put a little bit of time and effort into planning that out to make it happen. The cool thing about this wonderful country that we live in is that there is a never-ending supply of things to explore and adventure to be had. Now, of course, everyone's style and desires on what that looks like is going to be different from person to person. But we do have some tips in this video on how to make the most of your 13 weeks. Like we mentioned in previous videos, it's a great idea to get there a little bit early so that you kind of know the area a little bit before you get started. But now that you've been there for a couple of weeks, it's time to get out there and really explore. Now for us, it might be a little bit different than for you because we have our entire family with us. However, I do think that some of these tips can be really beneficial for anyone looking to explore an area. Number 1 is geocaching adventure labs. You might have heard of geocaching, which is also another really great way to get to know an area. But we've recently discovered geocaching adventure labs, and it's basically a tour of a particular part of the city that's created by other users and other locals from that area.
So we're driving through the downtown Phoenix area, finding the murals with Adventure Lab, which is a really cool new thing from geocaching. It's a whole new app, but it's like it's all about going around the city and finding things that like a local would find and that kind of stuff. So it's really neat. We're doing the murals. We found the Prince one. It was right along a really busy street, so we couldn't get there. But this one is Fly Higher. You can. It's kind of neat. Yeah, see how his arms turn into the birds? That's cool. Each little thing that you need to find comes with a question that you have to answer to get credit for the find. I think there's only like 5 or 6 total, so we're 2 down.
There are different types of adventures that you could follow, and it's basically a GPS tour through that area. It could be sports bars, it could be restaurants, coffee shops, maybe park or art, history of the area, which is a thing I always like. There's all different kinds of filters that you can use when you're trying to find your adventure lab. So if you're into geocaching or you've never checked it out, go to their website. I will put the link in the description of this video. You can check out geocaching or adventure lab. Number 2 is a really fun one. It's called Atlas Obscura. And if you like to find this really unordinary things, which, hello, we're all about the unordinary, right? If you like to find just obscure, weird things about an area, definitely check out this website. When we were on our Massachusetts contract, we found this hike. I think it was an art hike that was just above the New Hampshire border, and it was full of sculptures. I think there was like 30 different sculptures throughout the woods, just randomly in the woods, and it would take you through this path, a hike that you could go and look. It was founded by an art institute, but we wouldn't have heard about it other than Atlas Obscura. Maybe you're traveling alone or you're traveling with one other person and not your entire family, and you want to meet up with some people. A lot of travel nurses do this. It is a great way to make friends, really great place to go to and find out who's in your area and all different kinds of activities that you can do to go and meet other people there. Maybe you're into hiking or Jeep riding or something like that, and you want to find somebody else to go hang out with. That would be a really great place to look. But it's not only for outdoors. There's other great things like museum tours and dining experiences. We like it because you can see how many people are signed up right from the start before you even go. The next one is good old-fashioned social media. This is the one that our family uses the most. I really love getting onto Facebook for no other reason than to search for groups in that area. I really don't use Facebook much other than getting to know an area, because you can search for groups. And for us, we do like homeschool groups, and we look up maybe like the city. There's usually a group for the city. You might even find a travel nurse group for that area or even for that hospital that you're going to be working at. So Facebook groups are a really great way to meet other people and talk about what's available in the area. It might be a little weird feeling at first to go meet up with a complete stranger. Use your spidey sense, meet somewhere public. It's gonna be okay. We have met some really great people on the road. We would never have met them if we didn't step out of our comfort zone and go meet up. One thing that traveling has really taught us is that the world really isn't as scary a place as the media and a lot of people would have you believe. There are a lot of really good people out there. That doesn't mean don't be vigilant. It just means have some faith. On to the next one. Another great resource is Groupon. You might have used this just in your everyday life before you were travel nursing. Groupon is a great place because it's gonna save you money and it's gonna let you know what cool things there are to do in that area. And we have definitely utilized plenty of Groupon deals in the past. Make sure you try the things that that area is most known for. If you're going to Philadelphia, you need to have a cheesesteak and some donuts. They have amazing donuts. If you're going to Maine, try a lobster roll. Go on a fishing excursion. Do things that you can only do in Maine. Visit lighthouses. If you're into beer, make sure you try the beer in all the different places because there's so much to be had out there, and it's really cool to try different things, different specialties from different areas. If you're going to Colorado, make sure you try a 14er, hike a 14er, drive out Mount Evans or Pikes Peak. Go take in a concert at Red Rocks or learn about the mysteries of DIA and Lucifer. If you're going to Seattle, make sure that you visit the very first Starbucks or go around to try some bikini bistros. They're very unique. San Francisco, go eat some ramen and bike across Golden Gate Bridge. If you go to Alaska, make sure you eat some seafood, especially halibut. There is nothing better than halibut. Fresh halibut in Alaska, it is worth every penny that you'll pay. Or salmon, that too. You get the idea. If you're going to a certain area, make sure that you're trying all the things that that area has to offer. I've mentioned a lot of food. You can tell where my heart is. But of course, there's gonna be landmarks and things in each area. And some of them are gonna be cheesy tourist traps that you may or may not want to visit, but others are gonna be local gems that you won't wanna miss out on. 13 weeks or 3 months seems like a really long time when you're thinking about it ahead of time, but it goes by so fast. One of the things that we did was we built a dream board, for lack of other words to say it. This is our Alaska bucket list. These are the things that we decided that we wanted to go do while we're here, things that we can afford and things that are age appropriate for our kids. This worked out really well for us in Alaska because there was so much to explore that we didn't want to miss out, and having the visual really helped. Definitely ask around at your hospitals with your coworkers or any locals that you meet. Ask them what makes that area unique and something special that you could go and explore. We stayed in North Carolina and there was a secret swimming hole that the locals loved, and we were not allowed to share that swimming hole with anyone else, the location of it, and it was epic and you could cliff jump into it. It was magical, and I'm so glad that we did it. Not shared anywhere else, on social media, only from a local. Of course, you are gonna be tired, so make sure you give yourself plenty of opportunity to rest and don't overcram your schedule with things to do, because that is going to lead to burnout, and you're not travel nursing to burn out. So spread them out. I would suggest putting them in a calendar so that you have an idea of when they're gonna come up and so that you don't Go several weeks without seeing anything and then wonder where your time went. And if you really love an area, John is going to be back on the next video to talk about extending your contract and what happens at the end. Stick around for the next video. We'll see you then.